Chapter 7, Owl, the 7 stages of ego maturity. Verse 1. Notice that often the Virgin Mary is clothed in sky blue. That is because she corresponds to the High Priestess card in the tarot. The High Priestess card corresponds to the pathway that connects number 6, the self, to number 1, Jah. And it is the only pathway that can take the self directly to the top of the tree, number 1, Keter. This is because she is the best way to connect to the divine, the universe, Jah within, the Almighty Creator. Another name for this pathway is meditation, as it is called, and it is what Buddhism is all about. Ego, by definition, in Buddhism, is anything that separates from the whole, Jah. Some ego is good, an individual's expression, but mostly is bad. But the whole point is to be aware of what ego is, so it can be overstood, usually transcended. To change what can be changed, and to have strength to accept what cannot, like a prism. Light goes in and many go out. Light goes in and many colors go out. Each is an expression, an aspect of the whole. Any religion, philosophy, or school of thought and religions is meaningless without this priceless knowledge. Hence the saying, worship the gods if you must, but first know thyself. Be ye not deceived. One love. Becoming more and more aware of ego is called maturing. The Buddha speaks of the 7 stages of the maturation process. This chapter is about that, but first, here are 2 basics of how to meditate. Here are the basics of how to meditate. It is based on the teachings of Bhagwan Ra Africa, of the family of Ra Africa and the Temple of Ra, being a big influence in the shaping of Rasta beliefs. A. It is all about silence. With experience you can have silence anyway, no matter how noisy it is. But even then, and especially at first, find a place you can be undisturbed and where it is silent. I have a long recording of bongo drums and a didgeridoo playing, and I put it on loop. This drowns out all sounds to create more silence, etc. B. There are many forms of meditating: channeling, see the Witch's Magical Handbook, smoking herb, art, astral projection, etc. But this chapter is about what the Buddha has in mind, the High Priestess. It can help to burn incense, like myrrh, or Temple of India, or Nag Champa or something. This is because it becomes part of your experience, and so it cues the mind, which occupies and prepares it so it can be silenced. So now it is silent, now it is silent and smells like meditating. By the way, if smoke bothers you, you can use oils and stuff. Now we must silence the body. Use the bathroom, get in loose, comfortable clothes and stuff. Again, with experience, nothing is needed so far, but the next steps are D. Go into the inner Kabbalah, which is when you close your eyes. Sit in Indian style, or with 1 foot in, 1 foot out, whatever. Sit in perfect posture. This is because after a while your organs get pinched, and if you sit with bad posture, you will not be able to be silent. Now you are silent, still, and comfortable, and it smells like you are going to meditate. E. Silence all the chatter. Chatter are the voices like go to work, or pay your bills, or stuff you should do later, or such. All your daily worries, stresses, chores, expectations, judgments, etc. Do this by taking deep breaths. Let the chatter disappear into breathing. Now time the heartbeat and the breathing. F. Now notice the 3 things present: the seeing, the seer, and the seen. The seeing is the part of you that sees you thinking. The seer is that part that sees the seeing, and the seer is what is being seen. This is why we talk to ourselves. Now you must identify and understand these three things. Who should you listen? Who should you listen to? That is the real question, and it can take practice and guidance. We all have two guardian angels, a daytime guardian angel and a nighttime one, Adbar in Amharic. It is one of the most crucial parts of the Kabbalah and meditation to have a relationship with this, the still small voice, the guardian angel. The voices that belittle you and bring you down are never the angel. The angel will always care about you, will be realistic though, and be caring and kind. The guardian angel is part of the seeing, seen, and the seer, and is Jah and all the inner Kabbalah, the universe, one love. This is about focus and knowing to experience it. Never tell anyone at all the details about your guardian angel, especially his or her name. Sometimes there is no conversation when deep in meditation, just silence. Silence is good, but it's better if the healing you need. Silence is good. It's even better than the healing you need, so embrace it. Become your breathing to maintain. Go to your happy place. It is also possible to astral travel once in your happy place with the corresponding techniques. Read Astral Travel for Beginners by Richard Webster. This corresponds to number 9, Yesod, the moon. It is how the prophets saw our day in prophecy. Christian preachers say this is dangerous, astral travel and astral projection, because your soul can permanently separate from your body, that the silver cord that connects the two can sever. But this never happens. The cord can stretch as you travel anywhere in the universe, transcending time and space. But the biggest, most important thing about the happy place is to transcend the 7 stages of ego, because the purpose of life is to know thyself and to learn the lessons you need so you can break the cycle of reincarnation and become an angel, maybe someone's guardian angel. And this has everything to do with transcending the 7 stages of ego. So, your happy place can be at stage 7 eventually, if not already. Here is that working. YHWH is a verb. The 7 stages. From the book Who Am I? The Supreme Understanding, Anatomy of Ego by Bhagwan Ra, Africa, compiled by Dharma Maji. Stage 1. The 7 levels of ego. Stage 1. The body self, physiocentric stage. The emotional umbilical cord remains attached to the mother. The baby and mom experience oneness when babies cry. It's materialistic, stuck at food and sex. Most humans spend their whole life at stage 1. Stage 2. The development of self-identity, emotiocentric stage. You have noticed you are no longer in the mother's womb, so to speak. When you say me, you mean your body and its history and name. You think me goes to heaven when you die. You think life is a linear fashion. Note, these stages are described as baby becoming an adult, but in meditation one realizes that this is really about adults also, but more profoundly and significantly so, because we can get attached, stuck, maybe for life. Stage 3, the extension of ego, physiocentric stage. Who we are extends to what we own, awards, achievements, degrees, etc., like a child that will not share their toys. Stage 4, the creative stage of ego, sociocentric stage. We, goes beyond and realizes we can do things, create things. Like a child that doesn't want any help. Just let me do it, they say. It is doing with no goals, no clear understanding of why we are doing anything, no plan. Stage 5, the development of the self-image, ratiocentric stage. Arrogance. We develop self-image. People become mirrors, and you believe them and act it out. You are a doctor, they repeat. I am a doctor, like a zombie, we repeat back. Stage 6, the development of the rational self, human-centric stage. Few get to this stage. To be successful in Babylon, we only need to get to stage 4 or 5. Here we become reflective, like stage 4, but we think about what we do, how it affects others, but we still don't know where we're going. And finally, stage 7, the striving ego, egocentric stage. You finally realize who you are, and you can identify your good and bad egos in the now. You will never be the past or the future. You finally realize that. The part of you in the now is the eternal you. Therefore, you realize life is a spiral, not a linear path, transcending time and space, one, and jaws within. This stage has to do with our striving, our intent. Like a midlife crisis, we begin to have a plan, a purpose. We worry about ourselves beyond our species and families. We worry about Earth and animals too. We see how everything is connected, like a Jedi. Killing becomes too disturbing. Being vegetarian becomes appealing, etc. While in meditation in the happy place, listen to what you want, what the scene wants, because it reveals which of the 7 stages you are in your maturing. Once you find the 7th stage, you will still go back to previous stages. Life is all about the ebbs and flows. This is why you must meditate all your life and stay in focus. The yawn sway follows their heart, so we must be aware of ego so we can stay ecocentric. Eco means house, so it means Earth, solar system, galaxy, and beyond. One love. Once you mature to the 7th stage, you have to keep this up and stay in focus. Ego is attachment, separation, vain. From this is enlightenment, nirvana. Keeping one with the high priestess, the Buddha, within and without, micro and macrocosm, is to be the little girl that sees the magic of the forest as a real thing. Study the priestess card, and put up a picture of Mother Mary, maybe in sky blue. Meditate all the cards of the tarot. It is all part of the universe, which is within, Jah, one. In the mountains or on the beach, you can make a medicine wheel, the Wheel of Fortune card, and meditate inside the medicine wheel. This is a meditation of the Kabbalah inside that is other than the tarot, yet one. Read the medicine wheel by Sun Bear and Waboon. Another way to meditate can branch out is to animals. Find your animal totem, etc. Read the books A. Animal Speech, The Spiritual and Magical Powers of Creatures, Great and Small, by Ted Andrews. B. Past Life and Karmic Tarot, by Adaine McCoy. C. The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need, by Joanna Martine Woolfolk. D. The Tao of Jeet Kune Do, by Bruce Lee. Remember, the way of the Yan Sui is the art of being a real Jedi Master. May the Force be with you.